Hey, what's up? I know it's been a while. I'm doing well. I appreciate everybody with the prayers and helping me out with a lot of things. Um, God has appointed me to share some things, and so I'm here to share. Um, First off, is I was given a dream about maybe 2 days ago, and I was given a dream about me in this place. I was in a type of courtyard. It was like I was in between a building here and a building here. And in between these buildings was like a courtyard with like grassy areas. It had vegetation, trees, and plants. And in this dream, I was going from one building to another. And the thing was, right when I left the one building, I walked out the door, and instantly I was attacked by these yellow jackets. And they were very deadly. They were very vicious, and they were stinging me all over, and it was very painful. They were stinging me, and warts would instantly whelp. It was like it wasn't like a bee sting where you get stung and it takes a minute to whelp up. But it was like instantly stung by these yellow jackets, and they would instantly whelp up on me, and it was very painful. And I could see in this small courtyard area that there were other people just trying to fend off these yellow jackets. Every time they would swat at them, it was like they would move right around their hand and sting them again. And every time I swatted at them, they'd move right around my hand and sting me again. And this happened, and I just started taking off running towards the other building because I knew that's where it was safe. They weren't inside the buildings; they were just outside. And I was going down this curvy path in the courtyard to the other side, and it got so bad that I had to stop and try to just get rid of these yellow jackets, but they would not get off of me, and they just kept on stinging me and stinging me, and it was very painful. And I remember that it was maybe like two or three yellow jackets on me, and they would not leave me. And I was looking in the distance. I saw another man. He was skinny and tall. He was in a t-shirt and shorts, and he had about four yellow jackets on him that were just stinging him and stinging him. And those yellow jackets didn't leave him, and the yellow jackets on me would not leave me. Um, and I know this dream is very symbolic, and I've been thinking about this dream all day, and I was given revelation as I was meditating and thinking about it. And that was basically the dream. It was quick, it was short, and what God has shown me interpretation is like, well, the two buildings, the one building ahead of me and the one building I came out of. That, what God has shown me is shelter. That is the pavilion. That is the secret place. That is the booth that He calls us to be in. That is His seal that He calls us to be within, where you're outside of all danger. And when I stepped out of the pavilion, the booth, that symbolized those who have decided to not walk with Him, those who have not decided to be in Christ, who haven't chosen that kind of path. And when you don't choose a path of Christ, you're automatically not choosing His protection. Simple as that. And then God was showing me more about that these yellow jackets were the locusts that are going to be coming out. That these were the locusts that were going to be stinging those people who decide to reject God for 5 months, and they won't die. And the thing was, the sting wasn't bad; it would kill me. I wasn't going to die from this, and it wasn't painful enough where I went to die. It was just so aggravating, and yet very painful enough to where it drove you crazy. It wasn't like you couldn't think straight. It was so annoying and painful that you just wanted to just get some peace. And God was showing me that that's how bad it's going to be. That these people who are going to be in this time being stung by these these quote unquote yellow jackets or the locusts that are going to come out, they're just going to want peace. It's not like they're going to want to, do something dramatic. They just want some time to have peace, and they're not going to find it. It's going to be that consistent. It's going to be that constant, and they won't be able to stop it. It was like, the yellow jackets in the dream knew exactly my movements to where they could dodge wherever I was trying to swat at them and sting me again. It was horrible. It was very painful. And I was being shown that, the path I took was a curved path. It wasn't the straight and narrow. And God was showing me that these people are taking curved paths and trying to form their own path to get out of danger when they're only getting more dwelling within the confines of that kind of judgment. That the only way to get out of that is to go to the straight and narrow path. And all these other curvy paths these people were trying to, take in this dream, they were getting nowhere. Um, but yeah, that was that dream, and as always, I don't know when this was. In the dream, I was shown that it was sunny. I was shown that the vegetation, there was no flowers. I was shown that I was wearing a T-shirt because I was getting stung all over my arms, and that's the thing. They were smart. These locusts are smart. They know where to sting you because they wouldn't sting me on my shirt. They wouldn't sting me on my legs. They were finding my straight skin and stinging me right there, and that's it. Um, and uh, that's basically what the dream was about. Um, I know that this possibly could be a time God has shown me of a season. It possibly couldn't. I really don't know. I have no idea. I just know that's what I saw. Um, but that's for that dream. Um, God almost also wants me to let you know some things that He's been showing me as well. Honestly, He just guided me to make a video, and He pretty much said, "Go from there. He'll take care of it." And so here I am. Um, God wants me to tell you some things, and what He wants me to let you know is that many of the people who have been looking for His coming have really, really been such an honor for God that He really cherishes everyone looking so hard. Um, to those who are awake, He wants you to know to not sleep, that this is the wrong time to sleep, that right now is that tipping point. It's that teeter-totter point where we're right there at the cusp of His glorious plan, and right now is not the time to sleep at all. That right now, in very, very short time, within days, within moments, He wants you to know that things are going to change very quick. That once this thing, once this time just starts to get shorter and shorter of events, where the contractions start to get stronger and stronger, it's going to be at a point where you won't know where to look to say, okay, this is how much time we have. It's going to be like, it's happening now. There's no, oh, we gotta wait this much amount of time. It's going to be at a point where it's happening now, and the contractions are getting harder, and the water's about to break. The baby's about to be delivered. All those birth pains that are getting shorter and shorter now. It's going to get to a point where they're just right here and just going constant. Um, uh, what else? What else you want me to tell him? He wants you to know that right now is the best time to get out there and show some people what we've been talking about for years. Right now is a time that many people are searching, because at a point now, the evil has gotten so great, the evil has gotten so prominent, that many people who aren't believers, many people who don't know, many people who are seeking answers will understand more clearly what the things we've been talking about for years and have been shown in our own personal way for years. Um, he wants you to know that it's time to be bold. Be bold that, if he guides you to anybody to speak to upon his dictation, that he will deliver you out of it, that he will guide you through it, that he will orchestrate what he wants to be said and not to be said. Um, we are just meant to be obedient in that situation. God has called me to do many of these things, and I have been doing these things quite some time now, to where many times I work in delivery and I'll be delivering some items, and God will literally put me into a situation where He wants something spoken to somebody, and He'll make the situation happen in the midst of it, where all of a sudden He's taking control, and I'm watching Him work through me and her and the other person, and it's just like a little moment of worship and fellowship and just revelation being poured out at that time, and then that's it. You know, um, he wants you to know that it's not so much of you thinking. He wants you to know that you don't have to think so much. That it's more of you being there, and that your presence is there to manifest what he wants to be done. It's more of a just do it kind of thing. It's not so much, oh, let me see what I got to say to this person. What do I have to do to this person? No, give that to God. He wants you to know, give it to Him. That if you have a situation where He's calling you to mention somebody and He wants you to talk to somebody, loosen every thought and plan and thing you want to dictate to Him. Give it to Him and say, okay, God, you want me to talk to this person? You want me to witness to this person? Well, okay, God, here you go. Here's this person. Here I am. Here's the situation. It's all upon your throne. Let you dictate it. I am just here. Right there, at that point, He can use your willing to be obedient to do whatever He wants. No matter what you do or don't do, you being willing is enough. And that's all He wants. Anything else, Lord? He wants you to know that it's going to be at a time where people are going to come to you. That it's not going to be a time where you have to go to anybody, really. It's going to be a time where, all these things we've been saying, all these things we've been showing people, giving confirmations, showing them our own testimonies, giving them things that they can't understand. They're going to be coming to you and saying, okay, what is going on? Why is this happening? You aren't even stressed out. You aren't even panicking. Why? What is it that you know that I need to know? And what is it that you have that I want to have? It's going to be that simple. He wants you to know that at that time, it's time for you to speak and trust in God that He will give you the words to say. Just like He speaks in the Bible of, when you're put in court, when you're put in a situation where you have to give a testimony or give an account of something, give it to God and He'll give you the words to say. It's that same situation. He's our judge, He's our friend, He's our shepherd. He'll take care of all of it. Anything else, Lord? He wants you to know that right now, as things get very dark, the evil that is increasing is at a point where you can't hide it. But it's nothing for us to dwell in. And what he means by that is saying, like, he wants his people to understand that, when darkness continues to increase, it's nothing for us to dwell in and seek out. He wants you to stay focused on Him, and that what he shows you about the darkness, awesome. But in no way are you supposed to dwell upon it to where you just focus on how dark that is, or how you focus on how evil these things are. That's not for you to focus on. He wants you to just understand that we're going in a darker time. It's like you're going in a path, and you see ahead that you got some cliffs that you got to get over. It's that same type of situation. He just wants you to know that what you're getting into, how far we are, the scenery, what's going on in the background, what's going on 2 steps ahead of you, what's going on 15 steps ahead of you. He just wants you to know these things. And that's be it. Anything else, guys? That's all he wants you to know. I'm just being obedient as always, and I appreciate everybody praying for me. It's been pretty intense. Uh, Boy, it's ramping up, and it's okay. Every day God delivers me out of something, out of many things actually, and He'll continue to do so. He's been faithful this whole time. He hasn't let me down. He'll never let me down. So, thanks for this time, and thanks for listening. Um, I appreciate everything you guys are doing for me and for God, and let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. Uh, Talk to you later.